Big up, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. It's late, I know. An emergency meeting has been called. Oh, my word. What a night. What a night. You know, uh, if it weren't bad enough that I watched Man City completely destroyed Bayern Munich in one of the best European displays I've seen in a long time, I then get the news through our phones today from every top notch journalist in the land saying Liverpool are not going to go for Jude Bellingham. Twitter's gone into meltdown. Everyone's gone into meltdown about it. I I had my thoughts and feelings on it. I've tweeted people about it and stuff like that. I've looked at people's tweets. I've been looking at stuff and reading stuff up, and I thought, take your time with it. Don't overreact. Breathe, and let's talk about it sensibly. Let's talk about it sensibly. Jude Bellingham is obviously going to go to Manchester City. So I think we just need to get that out of our systems, guys, now. I think it's very obvious now that Jude Bellingham is going to go to Manchester City. As I keep saying to people all the time, money is a most important factor in football. And at the end of the day, Liverpool can't compete. Liverpool can't compete. And in my opinion, this might shock people, it's the right decision by Liverpool Football Club. I've been thinking about it the last couple of hours. I have been thinking about it. I tweeted FSG out as well because it was hot and they are to blame. Jurgen Klopp's to blame. But then I've been thinking about it a little bit more, guys, and I think it's the correct decision. I think it's the correct decision for Liverpool not go for Jude Bellingham. Everyone wants to rebuild this Liverpool team, yeah? If you want to rebuild this Liverpool team, you can't do it by spending 160 million on Jude Bellingham. And that's what it's going to cost, by the way, to buy Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is going to cost 160 million pounds for anyone who wants to buy him. The reports coming out from Dortmund right now, from well-known journalists out in Germany, out in Dortmund especially, it's going to cost 130 million up front to buy Jude Bellingham and 30 million in add-ons. It's going to be a 160 million pound transfer. Liverpool Football Club, in the way we are run, the money we have to operate with, and the team we have to rebuild, are doing the correct thing in not signing Jude Bellingham. I'm not going to go raving mad. I'm not even going to go nuts. I'm not going to go nuts about it. I'm not going to go nuts about it at all. What I will say is, we've got to make some points here, though. So there's a tweet out there. People have been messaging about Jurgen Klopp, right? Jurgen Klopp apparently is on board with FSG about not signing Jude Bellingham. Now, if you go back to what I said, a month ago, I think everyone in the chat will remember what I said about a month ago. If Liverpool do not get Jude Bellingham for Jurgen Klopp put our club, we got to remember this. Let's go all the way back 12 months, guys. Jurgen Klopp put our club on ice for 12 months to get Jude Bellingham. And I said it a month ago. If Liverpool don't secure the services of Jude Bellingham, Jurgen Klopp should leave Liverpool Football Club. And I said that a month ago. Go back on the tapes and look at it, guys. I said it. If FSG don't buy Jude Bellingham for Liverpool Football Club, Jurgen Klopp should leave, right? And the reason I said that is because if you got arguably your best manager in a generation that everyone tells me about, and FSG do not back him with the player he put our club on ice for 12 months. He put our club on ice for 12 months, yeah? And then he's the player he wanted. He didn't care about anyone else. He's gone on record to say, I'd have Jude Bellingham over 3 midfielders, right? He's gone on record and said that. And now they're saying no to it. He should leave the football club because of that. Because if FSG are not going to get him the players he wants, why is he staying? Why is he staying? Then I read an article today by all the same reporters that reported the Jude Bellingham stuff, right? All the same reporters that reported the Jude Bellingham stuff this evening have said that Jurgen Klopp is on with FSG about not buying Jude Bellingham. So you can't make this shit up. You can't make this crap up. I've had people messaging me today on my DMs and all that saying, "How you can't have a go at Jurgen Klopp about this? How can I not? What is everyone deluded? Is everyone deluded in the nature of it all? Right? You go back 12 months ago. I just want to take people through a history lesson, yeah? Go back 12 months ago. Klopp wanted Jude Bellingham. Borussia Dortmund said he's not for sale. So we put our whole club on ice and didn't invest in buying a midfielder because we wanted Jude Bellingham. The football club, I said it a month ago, if FSG told Klopp, you're not getting Bellingham, Klopp should leave the football club out of his own morals. You know, he shouldn't be sticking around. Out of his own morals, he should be leaving the football club today. I expected tonight, after the Jude Bellingham message, that my next message in the timeline should have been Jurgen Klopp quits as Liverpool Football Club manager. That should have been the next article tonight. Where's that article? I'm waiting for it. Where is that article? Where is the article that Jurgen Klopp quits as Liverpool manager? Now, everyone's coming for FSG, yeah? Everyone's coming for FSG. No one's going for Klopp. No one. So what you guys don't seem to understand is that Klopp is in the same bed as FSG. Why can't people get their head around this? Why can't people just work this out? Why can't people get their head around it? FSG and Jurgen Klopp are in the same marital bed, guys. Get your head around it. Because why has he not left the football club tonight? Why has Jurgen Klopp not handed in his resignation? They've not got him the man that he desperately wanted. Yeah, this man wanted this player more than any other midfielder in Europe and put our club on 12 months on frozen ice to get this player through the door. He's not got that player through the door. So why is Jurgen Klopp staying at Liverpool Football Club? Why is he trusting these owners who everyone tells me Jurgen Klopp can't stand and they're holding him back? Why has Jurgen Klopp's resignation not come through this evening? Yeah, I want to know that. I want to know that. Do you know why it ain't? Do you know why Jurgen Klopp has not resigned tonight? It's because he agrees with FSG. Now, people might not like this, yeah? He agrees with FSG. That is the reason Jurgen Klopp has not resigned tonight. And I'm not sitting here and bigging up FSG. FSG are cowards at the highest end of everything. They are cowards unless they get this summer correct. Right? But everyone going, oh, I see on Twitter, FSG, FSG, FSG. And then there's an articles that have come out by the same people who wrote the Jude Bellingham stuff, have wrote the same thing about Jurgen Klopp, saying he agrees with the approach of FSG to not go after Jude Bellingham. But 12 months ago, all I've been hearing is that Jurgen Klopp wants Jude Bellingham over any midfielder in damn Europe. So what did we wait 12 months for? What did we wait 12 months for at this football club? I'm actually angrier now. I'm actually angrier now than I was. Because thinking about it, why ain't he resigned? I want to see a Jurgen Klopp resignation tonight. I want to see Jurgen Klopp's resignation tonight. Jurgen Klopp put our club on ice for 12 months to sign Jude Bellingham. If his owners told him after 12 months, listen, Jurgen, we're not going to buy Jude Bellingham now. We're not going to buy your boy. We're not going to buy him. It's too much money. Klopp should be like, hang on, I put my whole club on ice. I put my career, I stalled my own career because I know I wanted Jude Bellingham. I was promised Jude Bellingham. He should be handing his resignation. But no, what we hear tonight is that Jurgen agrees with FSG. I've been saying this for time, guys. People have got to start getting used to this, yeah? Jurgen Klopp and FSG are in the same bed. They agree. And people saying in the chat, why would Klopp hand in his resignation? Do your own work, guys. Go back 12 months ago. Go back 12 months ago. I said a month ago on this channel, guys, a month ago on this channel, I was sticking up for Jurgen Klopp. I said the owners owe Jurgen Klopp. These owners owe Jurgen Klopp the signing of Jude Bellingham. He put the club on ice for 12 months not to buy a midfielder because he was sounded like he was promised to get Jude Bellingham. Correct? Right. Of course I am. Let's move on. Go 12 months later. FSG have now told Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool that we're not going to buy Jude Bellingham now. The Jude Bellingham transfer is dead and buried. It ain't happening. It's done. It's finished, right? Why is Jurgen Klopp agreeing with it? When Jurgen Klopp put everything in buying Jude Bellingham, that he put our club back a year. Yeah? So he agreed. And then you see articles. So what I don't get with the fan base, yeah? This is where I get angry. I can't shout too much because it's like 20 to 1 in the morning or whatever it is, and my kids are asleep, yeah? If this was in the daytime, I'd be losing my shit so bad right now. Things would be flying, yeah? Things would be flying around this room right now. My voice would be at a decibel so high, right? Because I'm sick of this absolute bollocking shit fan base, right? The same articles that are written this evening saying that FSG won't buy Jude Bellingham, yeah? Right? The same people that wrote them articles that everyone believes, right? FSG this, FSG that. And then these same people write in the same articles that Jurgen Klopp agrees with FSG's decision. But they won't admit it. They're like, oh no, he's spinning it. It's Jurgen's spin. It's Klopp's spin. No, it's not. Get it in your fucking thick heads. Jurgen Klopp and FSG are one in the same. Otherwise, he'd hand in his resignation right now. I'm so sick to death of these Kloppite people coming at me constantly in my Twitter. People, stop DMing me, right? Stop DMing me going, oh, this is not, yeah, can you go spin this on Jurgen now? Hey, go spin this on Jurgen. What do you mean, how am I going to spin this on Jurgen Klopp? Why don't you actually read and watch things? Yeah? He was promised Jude Bellingham. If Jurgen Klopp's got any morals about him, any nuts about him, right? If he's not getting the players he's promised after almost being at our football club for 8 years, and he can't get the players that he was desperately promised, why would he stay at this football club? Why? I'm not talking about bringing them out in Neurobeats. My man, you know I love you. I'm not talking about calling them out, my man. I'm not talking about calling them out. Right? This is where people don't seem to get it, that people can't get off the Klopp thing enough. Yeah, they're all like, oh, Klopp this, Klopp that. It's giving big cuddles. No, it's not what I'm on about, guys. Try and think of it like this. We put our club back 12 months, yeah? Last summer, we couldn't buy a midfielder, right? FSG promised Jude Bellingham to Liverpool Football Club, right? I'm sticking up for Jurgen Klopp here, by the way, guys. I'm not having a go at Jurgen Klopp. You guys have got to think of this. I'm not having a go at him. I'm actually sticking up for him. This is why I'm saying he should leave the football club, right? He was promised Jude Bellingham out of everyone. Jurgen Klopp put our club on ice for 12 months to get Jude Bellingham because he was promised Jude Bellingham. He didn't want anyone else. And I'm cool with that because I'm all right with that. If we're getting Jude Bellingham and there's a reason behind it, then I'm cool with it. I really am. I don't mind putting the club back 12 months if Klopp gets the players he wants, a bit like Van Dijk. He waited to get Van Dijk and he got him. And I'm cool with that. That's wicked. Go for it. Good with it. But I said a month ago, if Jurgen doesn't get Jude Bellingham, he should hand in his resignation, because it should show Jurgen, no matter what he does, no matter what he wins with this football team, no matter how successful he is with this football team, he won't get the players he's promised and wanted. So why should he stay at this football club? Why is he not handed in his resignation today? Does everyone understand what I'm trying to say? Does everyone understand what Nurabeats? I'm not having a go at you, man. You know I love you. You're a great guy. But it's not you, Nurabeat. People have come at me today in my DMs and really slagging me off, saying, how am I going to turn this on Klopp? I'm not turning it on anyone. I'm just stating facts. But does everyone understand what I'm trying to say here? I'm not actually having a go at Jurgen. I'm not having a go at Jurgen. If he loves the football club, he should leave. If he loves the football club as much as he says he is, he can't slag off the owners. He can't slag off the owners, right? Jurgen can't ever, and this is another thing, guys. Jurgen can never go in a press conference now and ever slag off the owners about not getting anyone, because he stayed at this football club when he was promised Jude Bellingham and it never arrived. Yeah? After being here for almost 8 years. Right? And he weren't trusted. And they never gave him the player he wanted. That's what I'm saying. If Jurgen loved the club, then he should go, right, this club's fucked. The owners are not giving me what I wanted. I've gave you blood, sweat and tears for 8 years, and you're not giving me what I wanted. You're never going to give me, no matter what I do for this football club, you are never going to give me the players I want to be successful again. Then I'll have to quit, right? That's proper love for the club. Not hanging around just so you can get Mason Mount. Do you see what I mean? I'm not slagging Jurgen off, really. I'm actually sticking up for him here. I'm actually putting a spin on it where Jurgen is being the fool guy, and to everyone it's going to be, well, Jurgen's the fool guy for this and stuff. He should leave. Make FSG the fool guys. If he handed his resignation tonight, it would make FSG look so bad. And then guess what, guys? The protests start. Because FSG forced Jurgen Klopp to quit this football club. Then we get the owners out of this football club. It's the start of getting the owners out. You got to think of this logically, guys. You got to think of this logically. The shafting Klopp up, no good. Why ain't no one listening to me? I'm not having a go at Klopp. They have shafted him. But at the same time, Klopp has stood by them. You know, he has stood by them. And if he's going to stand by them in the future, guys, how can we as a fan base go and protect Klopp over FSG, where it looks like if he's defending them and stand by them, him and FSG are one and the same, in my opinion. And that's how I'm going to look at it going forward now. I don't want to hear Klopp moaning about stuff in press conferences no more, because he had his chance. And when I read the article today saying that Klopp's happy with this and he agrees with FSG's approach, then why did we waste 12 months and not buy any midfielders last year? Why did we waste 12 months of our season? We wasted this whole season. We should have been in our transitional year this season. Next season, we're going to be in our transitional year. So we've been put back a year. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say, guys. And big up to all of everyone in the chat. There's 92 people in here, 1 a.m. Big up to all you guys. I'm not having a go at you guys, I swear. I'm just being emotional right now and passionate. I don't understand this. And a lot of you don't understand it. We don't get it at the moment. I am not having a go at any of you. You're all cool guys. Nura Beach, you know I love you. Everyone here, I'm not having a go at anyone here. You're all welcome to your opinions. I'm just trying to get out what I'm trying to say is that what we've been promised, what Jurgen's been promised. You know, Jurgen was promised Jude Bellingham. We waited a 12-month span for Jude Bellingham. Our whole thing was to get him this summer. That was the prize asset, the jewel in the crown for Jurgen Klopp that he was promised. The owners are now not giving it to him. but Jurgen Klopp stays at the football club. So from now on, I just see Jurgen Klopp as FSG as the same thing. I really do. I don't know many managers who stick by their owners as much as Jurgen does. You know, a lot of these managers, they just like, if they're not getting promised the things they're promised by these owners, by their owners, they leave or they down tools. Jurgen don't. He sticks by them. And he bigs them up in interviews and talks about them in press and all that. So how can I sit here as a fan and go, right, FSG 100% to blame, but Klopp's blameless? I can't do that no more. I look at them as the same. Right. That's part one of the story. Here's part two of the story. Right? That's part one of the story. This is part two. What if FSG and Jurgen Klopp have got a master plan? What if Jurgen Klopp and FSG have got a master plan? What if FSG are the ones who are right here? No one's thought of this tonight, by the way. I've not seen anyone really think of this tonight, unless there's people who haven't watched tonight that have said it. What if FSG, I bet everyone's slagging FSG off, and rightly so. But what if FSG are the ones in the right here? What if you're like, let's just do, because no one knows the truth, right? No one knows what goes on behind closed doors at Liverpool and the active training ground and all that. No one knows what's happening. No one's tapping their phone lines. No one knows anything, yeah? So let's just talk here. Let's just talk and put some assumptions out there that we can maybe agree on. What if Jurgen Klopp only wanted Jude Bellingham, yeah? Because we've heard some stories in the last week or two doing the rounds on social media that Klopp would take Jude Bellingham over everyone if it means only buying one midfielder in the summer. We have heard these rumours, yeah? We have heard these rumours. Again, they're rumours. They might not be reality, right? What if FSG have gone to them, you know what? It's going to cost 130 to 160 million for Jude Bellingham. It's going to take most of our transfer budget. Why don't we buy 3 players that cost 1 Jude Bellingham? Why don't we buy 3 players that cost 1 Jude Bellingham and it makes our team better? And what if Jurgen sat in them meetings when this was happening and gone, you know what? I agree. Because, as I said, the stories that are coming out tonight is that Jurgen agrees with FSG on not going for Jude Bellingham no more. So maybe this is the story, guys. Maybe they got a plan in place and we're all overreacting. Maybe we're going to buy better players in the summer than a Jude Bellingham for cheaper money. What if we buy Barella in the summer, guys? What if we bought Barella for 44 million in the summer? Right? I know there's a lot of people in the chat right now who think Barella's a better footballer than Bellingham and rather have Barella over Bellingham every day of the week. If I told you tomorrow you can only buy one player, and it's Jude Bellingham for 150 million, or it's Nico Barella for 44 million, who are you picking? Who are you picking? I know a lot of this fan base and some people in this chat right now are picking Barella for 44 million over Jude Bellingham. Then if that's the case, what are we arguing about? What are we all sitting here on YouTube right now moaning about? What is everyone Liverpool fan who's got a YouTube channel doing a video tonight actually worried about? You know what I mean? What if we're all worried? What are we worried about if that's the case? Now, all these articles that are coming out today about this Bellingham stuff are also saying the same thing. Liverpool go buy 2 to 3 midfielders. Liverpool go buy 2 to 3 midfielders. That is definitely going to happen. So if that's definitely going to happen, who are these players? Bellingham was a statement. That is very true. No, but I can't argue with that. But would you say Nico Barella is a bigger statement in some ways? If we got that calibre of player, it all depends what calibre of players we're getting in. Look, if Liverpool just go and buy Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher and players like that, then that's disgusting. And I'll be the first one on here with a massive FSG out t-shirt, FSG out background, and I'll be on the board with all of you guys. There's no doubt about it. But if they got a different plan in place, and they're going after people like Nico Barella, there's a lot of talk that they're going after the geezer at Fulham, the defensive midfielder at Fulham. Yeah. Well, we've got players like that into this club. What if they went and got a Gravenberch, a Nico Barella, and the guy from Fulham? I can't remember it. Barella is. I can't remember his name right now. The DM from Fulham, and we got them three in instead of one Jude Bellingham. What would you guys rather have? What would you Polina? That's it. Big up, John. What if you what if you got that instead? What if you got Polina from Fulham, who's a great a DM at the moment, to replace Fabinho? You went and got Nico Barella from Inter Milan for 44 million, and you went and got I don't know and McAllister from Brighton, because there's a lot of rumours about Liverpool going very interested in McAllister at Brighton. What if you got them three midfielders? What if you got them three midfielders? That is far better than buying Jude Bellingham on his own. And then what we all sitting here moaning about, we've improved our team massively by buying three excellent midfielders, right? That would be an excellent window instead of one Mason. Look, I know everyone in the chat has been asking me the last week or so, are you worried about buying a Jude Bellingham? He's already wearing a knee brace and he's only 20. He wears a knee brace when he plays because his knee's fucked already. You know, are you worried about paying 160 million for a geezer who's got a knee brace at 20 years of age? You know, I know people have been saying this. I watch Bellingham quite a bit, and I've said it time and time again. Every time I've watched Bellingham play for England or play for Borussia Dortmund in games, I've always said he's not £100 million midfielder. Very good footballer, but he's not at a world-class level yet. Nowhere near it. And obviously a massive statement signing because he's a household name. You know, Jude Bellingham is a household name. But we got to rebuild our side. This football club needs rebuilding massively. And we wasted the season, and that's what upsets me the most. We wasted a whole year on this Bellingham transfer. And that's what does my head in the most, because what we playing at as a football club, what is going on behind the scenes? This used to be a well-run football club. This club is not well-run no more. This club is run by idiots. I'm going to put it out there right now. This club right now is run by absolute idiots, morons, because they've known Jude Bellingham would always be expensive. Always known it. Probably last season when they tried to buy him last season, Jude Bellingham was probably a little bit cheaper. I reckon you probably could have got Jude Bellingham for 90 million last season. But Borussia Dortmund didn't want to sell him because they just lost Haaland, right? And then he goes in as a decent World Cup, a good World Cup. He's got more favour behind him, he's more popular than ever. His transfer fees go through the roof, right? Liverpool Football Club they put everything on ice. So if we got Bellingham last year, and then you go and buy these three new players this January, we're set. We're set for the years to come, man. We're set. But it's put us back 12 months, which means next season will be our transitional year, where this season should have been more of our transitional year with the three new midfielders that are coming to our football club. And then them three new midfielders we'll go by next season should have been here this season. And then next season, they would have been even better and we'd be fighting for everything. So our club has been put back a whole full year, a whole full season. This club has been put back. And that's a worry. Now, as I said, if we're going to go and buy a player of a Barella quality or something like that, and they're going to come into this football club, or a Caicedo or anyone like that, I'll be like well happy, because they're better players. And that's what we need. You know, Nico Barella is a better footballer, in my opinion, at this moment in time, than what Jude Bellingham is. He just is. I know people might not agree, but I just think he's a better footballer. I think Nico Barella is perfect for us. Absolutely perfect for us. And 44 million. McAllister for 60 million. Right? and then you get that Polina from Fulham. That is probably just a little bit over the one price of Jude Bellingham. It makes total sense for me for this football club to just go in the market and get Jude and get these three players. I'm telling you right now, it just makes all the sense in the world for me. I don't know what we're playing at. Our business has been terrible. We've acted like a small club. We're not proactive enough. You know, it's just mad. It's just mad. 1 second, guys. It's just absolutely mad. Big up, my friend. How you doing? What three players, mate? So if I was FSG now, they have to have a plan in place. For us not to get Jude Bellingham, there has to be a plan in place. I believe. So what I'm thinking right now, I've been reading all the articles tonight. I've been going through everything. I've been listening to people. And I think FSG and Jurgen Klopp might have a plan in place. Jurgen Klopp and FSG have decided together not to go for Jude Bellingham. And this is very important. We say this as well. They have decided together. It weren't just one and it weren't just the other. They decided together not to go for Jude Bellingham. They know they need to build this team back up. And if we've got limited transfer funds, right, but we waste all that on one player, I've said this many times. If we just buy Jude Bellingham in the summer for all our transfer money and Jude Bellingham gets injured sometime in the season, guess what? We got the same midfield we got now. There's zero difference to our team. No difference whatsoever. But if this football team goes and buys 3 players of quality, Liverpool apparently I'm looking at it right now. There's a lot of articles out right now from the same people that broke the news about Bellingham are all saying now that Liverpool are firm favourites now to buy McAllister from Brighton. Go and buy McAllister from Brighton for 60 mil. Go and buy Nico Barella for 44 million from Inter Milan. If you have read Pep Linder's book, they talk about Nico Barella in that book massively, right? They're massive fans of him. Go and buy Nico Barella for 44 million. Go and buy McAllister for 60 million, right? Them 2 players alone, for me, are better for our football club right now than one Jude Bellingham. So I'm up for it. I would be up for that kind of way of doing business. But if we just go and buy Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount to replace, instead of buying Jude Bellingham, I'm going to wear the biggest FSG out t-shirt, my background be FSG out, because that is diabolical thinking. That's not building success for the future. This team needs massive transition. Massive transition. And I don't know about you guys, but I'd prefer Polina from Fulham. So I think you can get him for a reasonable price because he is 28 years of age, I believe. So I think you buy Polina from Fulham as your DM. You go and buy McAllister from Brighton, and you go and buy Nico Barella from Inter Milan. Straight away, them 3 midfielders get in our team straight away. They literally, all 3 of them, get straight in our team and upgrade our midfield straight away, right? And that is development for next season. That makes us better next season, right? I'm all for it if we do that business. If we don't do that business, then we're in massive trouble. We're up shit street, mate. We're in massive trouble if that's not the case. Now, you know, I'm looking at the chats right now. So Liverpool are now betting on Alex McAllister from Brighton. Let me get some of these up for you. What we've got to remember as well, we're losing 3 midfielders. If 3 midfielders are leaving our team, we do need to replace them with 3 midfielders, to be fair. David Lynch has put something up. So, David Lynch, in isolation, Liverpool calling off their pursuit of Jude Bellingham makes sense given the scale of the rebuild they face this summer. In reality, though, it throws up major questions regarding football strategy and the club's owners, FSG, which I totally agree with. The failure to sign a midfielder last season was characterised as a refusal to compromise on targets. Yet Liverpool's first choice in that position, a player pursued over several years, has now been deemed out of reach for reasons they could have easily predicted 12 months ago. And that is what I'm talking about with Jurgen Klopp earlier, guys. What David Lynch says there is everything I was talking about with Jurgen Klopp earlier. Jurgen Klopp was promised this Jude Bellingham signing. Absolutely promised it that we didn't buy anyone in January in midfield. We didn't buy anyone last summer in midfield. We kept our club stagnant for 12 months because Klopp was promised Jude Bellingham. Klopp has not been promised Jude Bellingham, right? And I said Klopp should hand in his resignation because he's not getting the player he's been promised, yeah? But then we hear tonight at the same time, Jurgen Klopp and FSG together have decided not to go after Jude Bellingham. The word together is very important here, guys. It really is. It really is. Whether failure of a football strategy in the first post, Michael Edwards window, or FSG's is to blame, fans have every right to be frustrated by the consequences of this woeful season. And no Bellingham, Liverpool are now under huge pressure to correct their mistakes this summer. Of course they are. Of course they are. They have to. They've got no choice. The mistakes this summer are massive. Right. And you're right, Elliot. He's stubborn. He's not deluded. Exactly. And I agree with that, Edward. I agree he's not deluded. That's why I'm saying he is in the camp with FSG about not buying Jude Bellingham and going for 3 players to build our team up again. And this is what I'm saying. This is why, if you go for the owners, guys, you do have to look at the manager at the same time because he's in bed with them. He never quit. If Jurgen hated the owners as much as some people hate the owners, and he's not getting promised the stuff the owners are promising him, right? Why is he still at the football club? Why? Just leave for your own sanity, Jurgen. For your own sanity and your own legacy and your own everything, just leave the football club. Just leave the football club. You know, you can't do this to your health. And then what happens is you'll go get more and more people are going to start to believe. Eventually, people will start looking at this and go, maybe Jurgen is just in with FSG on this. That will start happening more and more and more. And does Jurgen care about that? Maybe not. Maybe not. It's just that's the situation I look at, guys. I can't see how anyone can separate it now. With everything that's gone on tonight, with all the stories coming out tonight, they look all true to me. I don't know how anyone can separate the two people anymore. I don't think you can put FSG over one side and Jurgen Klopp over the other side and separate them in arguments anymore. I think when arguments come down about the ownership and the manager and everything like that right now, I think you've got to put them all together, guys. I really do. Because Jurgen seems to not care that he's not getting the players that he's promised. What other managers do that? What other elite managers at the top of their game would stay at a football club, no matter how big it is, if they're not getting the money they're promised for the targets they needed to build up this football club again? You know, that's where I look at it, guys. That's just, it's just where I look at it, and I'm just going from a realistic point of view. Liverpool, but there's players out there. I'm hoping Jurgen Klopp and FSG have got a master plan, right? If Jurgen Klopp and FSG have got a master plan, guys, and we have a very good summer transfer season, and we're getting 3 excellent midfielders, no one would care about this Bellingham stuff no more. Everyone will move on about it. You say we got Casado through the door, say, or a Casado through the door, or a McAllister, which is unlikely because getting both of them from the same club won't happen. But maybe we got a McAllister, yeah, and an Ugarte. Say he came in as DM, and we got a Nico Barella from Inter Milan. Is anyone honestly going to go, that's a shit summer? No, of course they're not. They're going to go, that's a blinding summer. In fact, that's better than just getting Jude Bellingham. Well done, FSG. Well done, Jurgen Klopp. You've actually done the right thing. That's the correct choice. You've done the better thing there. And it makes our team better. Because as I keep saying, we just pay all that money on one Jude Bellingham. Yeah, on one Jude Bellingham. And he gets injured in the season. Guess what, guys? We have the same midfield we got right now. In fact, it'd be worse because we're losing players. 3 midfielders are leaving this team. So we're losing players. So in fact, we'd be worse than this time this season. Next year, if we only buy Jude Bellingham. Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Maybe this might be a blessing. Maybe this is a blessing, actually, that the owners are actually doing the right thing. Maybe the owners are actually doing the right thing and getting 3 quality players in for one Jude Bellingham because they realise this team needs rebuilding. What do we always say about this football club? FSG don't care. FSG don't care. Maybe FSG are actually caring for the first time about rebuilding this football team, knowing that one player is not enough. I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Big up Slatan. Big up, big up, big up. I don't want to see Polina or Mount Urgate 50 million, Kone 30 million, Casado 70 million, and Dicky on a free, Gavi free. Yeah, see, there's players out there. Big up your super chat, my man. There's players out there, guys. You see what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Big up, Stephen. Big up, Uncle Rod's in the house. How you doing, my friend? How you doing good, brother? You doing good? Big up, my friend. Who we go signing? Well, I'm not sure. This is my argument here, my man. This is my argument here. Big up to you, my friend. This is my argument here. If Liverpool do this properly and they got a plan in place where they're looking at players like Ugarte or Polina from Fulham or Casado or a McAllister or a Barella from Inter Milan, and they get a couple of them in, I'll be happy. I ain't going to lie to you. I'll be like, oh, okay. All right, you've actually done the right thing. You thought about the longevity of the football club over buying one player. You know, you've recognised that you fucked up, right? You've recognised that you've absolutely messed this up. You've put us back 12 months. It's not good enough. You are to blame, FSG. You put us back 12 months. You promised our manager something that you weren't going to deliver. Now we've come to the end of that 12 months and you're going back on it. But then you're thinking, right, we've got to make this right. Here's 3 quality players to come in that it replaces one Jude Bellingham. I'll be like, right, that's better. You fucked up. You've corrected your mistake, and you brought in 3 better players instead of just one player. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Big up, Baz. Jamie, if not a Jude pick, one player for every letter of his name would cost the same. Yeah, man. Mount looks nailed on, and McAllister. Look, I wouldn't mind Mason Mount, right? People might be new to my channel tonight. Big up if you are new to my channel tonight. Obviously, if you are new, subscribe to the channel. I'd love you to be here. If you are new to the channel tonight, it's your first time watching me. Big up to you coming in on this late hour. Do appreciate it. I'm live every day of the week. This is my 3rd video today, guys. Yeah, big up to you guys. Thank you very much for joining me. If you are new in the chat, much love. Mason Mount is a player I don't mind coming to the football club, but I've always said it. I don't actually mind Mason Mount coming to this football club as long as it comes with someone with else. You know, it can't be Mason Mount and a Conor Gallagher. You know, that make me sick. That make me throw up, right? But if Mason Mount comes along with Barella and a Casado, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that because that makes us a better team. Look, people might not like this. Mason Mount walks into our midfield right now. I'm not even lying to you. Mason Mount walks into our midfield right now. So if we bought Mason Mount, Caicedo, and Barella, I'm well happy with that. I'd rather have them three than one Jude Bellingham. Big up, Naz. Jamie says, I'm sorry, Jamie, but Ugarte, Barella, and McAllister will change their full next season. Man, you got to explain how. So, big up, Jamie. I know you're in the channel quite a lot. Big up to you, my friend. You got to explain me how. Do you think Ugarte, Barella, and McAllister would not change our team? That would change. Who's because they walk in them that three replace everyone in our midfield tomorrow, and we're a better team because of it. So I just need a little bit more explanation there, Jay. Big up to you, though, my friend. Kono, brother. Would love McAllister. Big up Bruno in the house. How you doing, Bruno? Yeah, we need a centre back. Big up MP. Yeah, we need a centre back. But look, we got to be realistic. We know who our owners are, guys. We know who our owners are. Big up Bruno in the house. How you doing, Bruno? I expect consistent investment, not one summer and then leaving it to rot for 12 months. I agree, Bruno. We've chatted about that many times, you and me. So, yeah, just like get in the chat, guys. I want to hear your questions in the chat. If you've got any questions you want to ask me, anything you want to debate with in the chat, just throw it at me right now. We go back and forth, guys. Big up Baz in the chat. Big up Keegan. That's a wild tape, really, you know. Been very linked with him tonight with the same people that just. The only reason I'm bringing up Nico Barella, guys, is because he's been linked very heavily this evening with the same people that just reported that we ain't getting Bellingham. So this is the thing we do sometimes as a fan base. When the same journalists all say we're not getting Bellingham, what have we done? Every Liverpool content creator has just made a YouTube video slagging off how we're not going to get Bellingham. But then at the same time, when they bring up the same article, when they bring up things like instead of that, Liverpool are looking very highly at Barella and McAllister as two alternatives for Bellingham. And then also when they say it was a joint effort between Jurgen Klopp and FSG not to go after Bellingham, people don't want to believe you. And it's like, well, you believe one part of the article, but you won't believe the other part of the article. It's just, I don't get it. I don't know where our headspace is at. But big up my man Keegan in the chat. Much love to Keegan. He's my man. Big up. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. What are we doing for likes here? What are we doing for likes? Let me know in the chat, guys, because, you know, it's what? 1:30 in the morning. We're going strong here. Let's get them likes up here, man. Let's get them likes up. We're on 50 likes. Let's get them likes up, guys. Let's try and get to 100 likes if we can. There's 114 people in here right now. Go and press that fun button underneath the video if you've not done it so far. This is my third video of the day. Each video today has been like 2 hours long. This is my third video of the day. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. And giving you my best here. Let's get them likes up, guys. Let's get them likes up. Much love to all of you. Much love to all of you. Big up, Ravi. Jamie, I hope we just don't extend players' contracts. No, I don't think that's going to happen. A lot of positive talk around McAllister. Yeah, I think McAllister's the one, you know. We're raiding Wrexham. Big up Wrexham, by the way. Big up to Wrexham. Big up, Jay. How you doing? I think we need more strength and height in the midfield. Nunes, Tran, Gravenberch, Rice, my picks. They're good picks as well. Jamie, they're good picks as well. I'd have all of them over one Jude Bellingham as well. It makes us a better team. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is what I'm saying. Big up Rich in the chat as well. This is what I'm saying. Causa, is it? Big up to you. As long as you're great as one of them few we bring in, I'll give it a chance. It's absolute quality. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. Let's start to think a little bit more positively about this. Let's not put a positive swing on it because it is bullshit what FSG have done. We're not going to sit here and pretend, right? But let's just talk about this a bit more positively in a positive light. Let's not pretend that the only player we can buy that's got any quality is Jude Bellingham. You know, I know a lot of Liverpool content creators that weren't all up about Jude Bellingham. There's a lot of Liverpool content creators out there. A lot of you might know. I'm not going to name them, but they're great guys. Yeah, I love them all to bits. Yeah, They weren't big Jude Bellingham fans. I'll tell you that right now. They're probably not as concerned. They're like, thank God for that, because they didn't rate Jude Bellingham for that kind of money. And to be fair, I don't know if I rate Jude Bellingham for that kind of money. You know, we're talking about 130 to 150 million for a midfielder. I need to know what makes Bellingham so special and what is his special qualities that cost 130 to 150 million. You know, maybe FSG made the right call here, but they made the right call 12 months too late. That's the problem. We're 12 months behind the game. What has happened today for all this Bellingham news to come out? So apparently they had an embargo. So apparently they've had this news for a couple of days, but they've had an embargo and they could only release it tonight. And that's why it's blown up. Big up to everyone in the chat. Sister Roz in the house again with a big super chat. Much love to Sister Roz, you know. Klopp is reaping what he sowed, but if he's a principled man, he must resign. FSG has disrespected his achievements, but he has played in a hand in that by being stubborn with transfers and passive with FSG. I couldn't agree more. This is what I've been saying. This is not slagging off Jurgen Klopp. I'm actually sticking up for Jurgen Klopp here, where I'm saying Jurgen Klopp should resign because he's not getting promised what he wanted. That's what Sister Rosa just put there. Jurgen Klopp has not been promised. Jurgen Klopp got promised all this and he's not going to get it. But he stays at the football club. Because as we read tonight, and people, they never want to believe articles, especially when it's written about Jurgen. Jurgen and FSG together are happy for not going after Bellingham and going after alternative options because they know they need to rebuild this midfield. And buying Bellingham on his own would be a mistake because we haven't got that money. We've got to know who we are, guys. You know, even if we're mega rich, you know, buying Bellingham and 3 other midfielders, even for a mega rich owners, would still be very difficult to do. You know, so that's where I live. That's where I am on it. We got Cop End in the chat question, Jamie. Bellingham for say 120 or 3 good midfielders for around that 40 million each. Yeah, I'll go for the 3 midfielders. We need to rebuild this team. We need to rebuild. Look, if we had the greatest owners in the world, I would say get Jude Bellingham for 150 million. Go and get Nico Barella for 44 million. But we haven't got them owners, right? And to be fair, as I keep saying, even if you're a very wealthy owner, go and buy Bellingham for 50 million and, you know, Barella for 44 million and Casado for 70 million and getting a centre back in and, you know, and a right back. That's still very hard to do, even if your very wealthy owners are there. That's still very difficult to do. You know, it's just, we've got to make sure. Bruno, I know you're not a massive Mason Mount fan, and I agree with you in some ways, but I think in the Jurgen Klopp system, hear me out, Bruno, I agree, but I think in the Jurgen Klopp system, I think Mason Mount works in the Jurgen Klopp system. Endikia and Giorgio Scavini are 3 centre-backs. Yeah, we should be looking at the free transfer market. I don't know why we don't look at the free transfer market. You know, there's some quality players in that free transfer market. Our last 5 seasons European football wouldn't brought in enough money to cover Jude all the signs we've already made and if left over, we're being mugged off big time. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm not disagreeing with people going to FSG. I've gone to FSG tonight. I tweeted FSG out. I never tweet that. It's the first time I've ever tweeted FSG out. It was tonight. Right? Never tweeted that in my life because I didn't see a need to tweet it. Tonight I did. FSG are in the wrong. They put our club back 12 months. Right? But they're not the only ones in the wrong here. Jurgen Klopp's in the wrong as well. He's in bed with FSG. If Jurgen Klopp wasn't in agreement with FSG, right, he would resign tonight. If he was not in agreement with FSG's plans for this summer and the future going forward, he wouldn't stay at Liverpool Football Club. It's a man of honour, man. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Big up Baz in the house. Maybe Jude was looking for too many wages. I mean, would you pay 19-year-old 400 grand a week? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't care how rich our owners were. I'd actually be absolutely disgusted. But that's just why I am as a person. I'd be disgusted if we spent 400 grand on a 19-year-old. I don't care how good he is. That's just that's just absolutely madness to me. To think of spending 400 grand a week on a 19-year-old, no matter how good he is. Forget about Man because he's a free agent. We can't get him easily. But losing Bellingham, we had waiting for the past 2 seasons. Man City, Man United, or even Real Madrid is a pain, and really that really hurts. So I agree. Look, if Bellingham goes to Real Madrid, the pain is not as bad because you don't see, it's Real Madrid. It's another country. The likelihood you come across Real Madrid that much is very short, so it wouldn't bother me. But if Bellingham goes to Man United or Man City, it's devastating because it's the player I just think he's going to Man City. I think he's Man City bound. Or I have been saying it. Bellingham stays at Borussia Dortmund. Now, I have been saying it for a while now. What if there is a thing where Bellingham stays at Borussia Dortmund and he signs a brand new contract, and in that new contract is a release clause for the following year, a bit like what Haaland did. Yeah. What if that happens? That after all this stuff, everyone coming for Jude and Liverpool and all that, and Madrid, what if people just go, right, 150 million for that midfielder is too much money? Man City might even look at it and go 150 million for Jude Bellingham. I'm not sure. Man City are not always like, have it. I know they did the Jack Grealish deal, but I don't know if would they spend 150 million on one Jude Bellingham. I'm not sure. Man United might too because they're nuts. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It all depends if Man United get taken over. If Man United get taken over this summer, then I see them going for Jude Bellingham. If Man United don't get taken over this summer, I don't think they're going to spend 150 million on Jude Bellingham in midfield. So when I look at it, Bellingham could end up staying at Dortmund, signing a new contract, putting a release clause in his contract, and he goes the year after that. Because you've got to remember, Bellingham's in no rush, man. He's only 19. And play devil's advocate. Could this be a trick with the negotiators? Now, I've seen people say this. So Paul Joyce did an article a few times when he said Liverpool are no longer looking at Alisson. Paul Joyce also put out a tweet a few years back when he said Liverpool are giving up any hopes of signing Thiago from Bayern Munich. He's done it before, and we've gone around and then bought them. So he has had his pants pulled down before over it, but I don't know. This one feels like it's just not going to happen. No ambition, I agree. Big up 12th man in the house. How you doing, man? Kelleher, Phillips, Cater, Ox, and Firmino are all set to go. Milner and Hendo could leave, and Portland even Salah's on table right price. Add that to new investment and equals reformation in motion. 12 man, I agree, man. I think I've been saying this. I think FSG could have not played a blinder here, but we know Klopp wanted Bellingham and he was happy just getting Bellingham and no one else. Maybe the owners are looking at it now and going, no, this club. Right, because one thing we say about the owners, yeah, they lack ambition and they don't care, which in the last few years I agree with, yeah. It's hard not to agree with that, ain't it? It's hard not to agree with that. But if they've looked at it and gone, no, buying Jude Bellingham on his own is a mistake because it doesn't rebuild this team. But if we go and buy 3 midfielders of great quality for Jurgen Klopp, that rebuilds this team, and we can go again. So I'm not sure we definitely, the rebuild's massive, guys. The rebuild is massive. But Gangendeek's right, we look like idiots. And that's one thing that's annoyed me this whole time. And I've said this many times. I think I've said it when Gangendeek's been in the call show before. If Liverpool don't buy Jude Bellingham, we go look like the biggest plonkers, the biggest idiots, the biggest morons ever. Because We've all, like, Liverpool basically been in bed with Jude Bellingham for 12 months, but they can't get the job done. You know, Liverpool got erectile dysfunction. That's what Liverpool got. Liverpool Football Club have got erectile dysfunction. They can't get it up. They can't satisfy their woman. That is Liverpool Football Club. Can't satisfy the woman. Been chatting her up for 12 months. We've been doing all the hard work. We've been doing all the graft, a lot of foreplay, a lot of feeling, a lot of touching. But when it comes down to the real nail in the coffin, Liverpool Football Club can't get it up. And that's what Liverpool are. I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to get the erectile dysfunction advert up, link it to Liverpool Football Club, because that's what we are. That is what it is. And it makes us look like idiots. Timo Werner and Jadon Sancho, some Bundesliga players can't cut it in the Prem. There's that as well. See, a lot of people agreeing with me as well. Big up to people in the chat. If you're new here, big up to you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new as well. If you are new around here, guys, I do chat. I'm a Liverpool channel. I do videos every single day of the week. Watch-alongs, match previews, match reviews, transfer talk, stuff like this all the time, guys. So, yeah, we're on our way to 4K on the channel as well. Come be part of a community over here. We're a great community. We're good in the chat. We have a good laugh. I've got a call-in show tomorrow night as well, guys. So if you are new, make sure you're here tomorrow night for the call-in show. And come into the call-in show tomorrow night, guys. It'll be fun. Depends how good the midfielders are. I found out quality and its price. Exactly, Eunice. I told you Liverpool go definitely get a McAllister and Nico Barella. Say I told you that. Nico Barella and McAllister from Brighton are coming to Liverpool instead of Jude Bellingham. Would you be happy with that? Big up, Paul. I agree, mate. See, my man, Wheeling Like Erie. Yeah, I love the name. Wheeling Lake Erie. Big up to you. Love it. Mount Gallagher and Hendo midfield next season. Milner on the bench. Now, my friend, if that is what it is instead of Bellingham, as I said, if that's the case, that's disgusting. I'll have my FSG out shirt. I'll be doing FSG out protests on my channel. I'd get the protest started. I'll get more planes flying over Anfield. I'll do everything. I'll be with you guys if that's the case, because that's disgusting. Also, if that happens, I will be on Jurgen Klopp's neck as well, because Jurgen's made that happen. We can't forget that. If that happens and we go and buy Mount and Gallagher from Chelsea instead of buying Jude Bellingham to build our team up again, that quality is not good enough, right? And I will hold Klopp as accountable as the owners, because that's how I roll. But big up to everyone in the chat. There's so many of you in the chat. Big up to all of you. Big up KD. He won't resign because he's promised to be there. He cares about the club and the fans too much to leave them high and dry. I would say if he cared, he should leave. You know, that's just my personal opinion. We're all had our options and opinions, KD. Big up to you, my friend. But I'll be like, if you got promised something in your job, my friend, right? So say you've got a business you work at or a job you work at, yeah, and your manager loves you, yeah? You're the heartbeat of your job, wherever you work, yeah? Say you're in some kind of business sector, yeah? And you're the heartbeat of that job. You're the face of that job, yeah? Everyone knows you. You're the person to go to. Everyone trusts and loves you, yeah? But you need better things for you to make your job easier and take your job to the next level, yeah? And your managers or whoever owns you or anything like that goes, right, KD, this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to get blah, 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 but we ain't going to be able to do it for 12 months. Can you wait 12 months for it? And we promise you that will arrive. And you're like, all right, okay, all right. And then 12 months later, they turn around and in the middle of the night, ring you up and go, look, you know that stuff we promised you 12 months ago? Well, we're going to go back on it, my friend. It ain't going to happen. I'm really sorry. It's just not going to happen. How would you feel? Would you go into work the next day going, look, I love it here, but I love this job and I love it here, and I love the people, I love the city, I love everything about it, but these owners, these managers of this company are going to make it very difficult for me to succeed where I know I can succeed in this job. So would you hang around? That's what I'm saying about Jurgen. That's what I'm saying about Jurgen, guys. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think Bellingham's. There's been a lot of talk that Bellingham's not about the money. Yeah. When people talk, oh, I know Jude. We know Jude. Like Jude's not about the money. Money is not Jude's first option. Money's not Jude's first thing he thinks about. I'm going to tell you right now, bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Jude cares about money because every human being I know cares about money. Money runs the world. Jude Bellingham will worry about his franchise. He'll worry about his money, what he earns. He will look at it at the club and go, you know what? I should be on 200 grand a week straight away. I guarantee you, wherever Jude Bellingham goes, he's on over 200 grand a week. I'm telling you that right now. So I don't want to hear all this crap about, oh, he's such a good boy and it's not about money. That's bollocks. Mr. Liverpool says we need Bellingham no matter what. I'm not sure, I'm not sure. Mount, Bellingham, Mount, Casado, or Mount, Nunes, Gravenberch. Plus all them. Jesus. Mr. Liverpool gaining big. Big up to you, Mr. Liverpool. Now, I try and come from quite a sensible Liverpool fan point of view. Yeah. I try and come from quite a sensible Liverpool point of view. Yeah. I'm trying to come from that point of view. I try not to. I try and look at it in two ways. If you are new to the channel, this is what I do. I try and look at things two ways. Yeah. FSG are wrong, and they should be held massively accountable. There's no doubt about it. But I can't not look at our manager and not count him as accountable at the same time. Yeah. Because it's obvious that he agrees with a lot of FSG do. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here. He just wouldn't. Why would you stay at a club, no matter how much you love them, how much you want to fight for them, if you didn't believe in what the owners were doing? I've got to hold him accountable as well, guys. I can't just be, oh, it's 100% the owners. Yes, it's the owners are at fault. They're the owners of the football club. They have all the say. They're the money men. They're to blame. But you've got to have Klopp accountable in some aspects, guys. As I keep saying, Klopp with FSG together. This is the article we all read tonight. The reason you're all here in my chat right now, the reason you're all in other people's chats right now on other YouTube channels is because we've all read the same thing. And it's in there. Klopp and FSG together came with the decision that it would be better to rebuild the team with multiple players instead of one Jude Bellingham. So we've got to hold everyone accountable, in my opinion. Everyone's accountable. Oh, James Maddison's too injury prone, guys. I know a lot of people like Madders, but for me, Madders is more thingy. Big up Spider in the chat. How you doing, man? How you doing? Let's get some of your chats here. Big up KD. We want to need Jude because now we look like an unserious club. I agree with this. Look, I agree with all you guys about this. And rivals are going to banter the hell out of us for years. So embarrassing. They will. And I agree with everyone here. It looks fucking ridiculous, us not getting Jude Bellingham. I agree with everybody. I'm on everyone's side with this. I'm not going against anyone here. I agree. But we need to wait and see what we do in the summer transfer market. Because if we go and buy McAllister from Brighton, yeah, who's highly rated, great little player, and we buy, I don't know, Ugarte as our DM, and I don't know, we go buy Nico Barella as well from Inter Milan. You know, I take the banter from the rivals about not getting Bellingham because then I look at it and go, well, I've got Ugarte as my DM. I've got Nico Barella from Inter Milan, you know, and I've got McAllister from Brighton as a World Cup winning Argentinian midfielder. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I'm going to take the banter because it's shit, but I've just got 3 quality players in. So I'll take the banter all day long. I totally agree with you, Cod. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. It's hard. I'm not disagreeing with anyone here, to be fair. When has Klopp ever announced a transfer deal before it's done? True, but it seems like this is all finished with. It looks like all this is all done with. My man JJ in the house. FSG only want to invest right now, so they can use the investment right away on players. So again, FSG will not be using their own money, mate. I agree as well. I mean, I did that video this afternoon when we're talking about investment. Look, it is what it is. As long as the club are spending money, I don't care where it's coming from. Do you know what I mean? As long as we're doing it a legal way, as long as everything's legal and above board, Liverpool spend 200 million in the summer, but it isn't from FSG. And as long as it's legal, I don't care. I literally don't care. As long as it improves the football club, you know what I'm saying? As long as it improves the football club. Big up KD. There was no reason to post that article today. Could have kept it very quiet. Why public announce? One, he's a priority. Then 2, be like, just kidding, guys. Yeah, I know, KD. I agree. I think it's got something to do with an embargo. I'm not sure. So I read today that Paul Joyce there was an embargo that Paul Joyce couldn't release this information till tonight. Now, if they've had this information for a couple of days, but they weren't allowed to release it, was the football club stopping them releasing it? That's the thing that pisses me off as well. Who stopped Paul Joyce releasing this article today in the Times newspaper? Because it went everywhere. Catch wildfire, man. It looked like everyone had this story. It weren't just Paul Joyce. Every newspaper or media personality had this story. And it's like they couldn't release it. And an embargo put them against releasing it. And it looks like the football club then let them. Like, I think there's a certain time in the day, if I remember rightly. I think it's after 9 o'clock at night where football clubs then allow newspapers to release their articles on their club. I think you go past the embargo section then. So it's something about that. But you are right. You are right. I want Man City run out of the league. Guys, how do you think Bellingham is a must plus other promising players like when we buy Mane and Salah, then the next season we can buy other A-grade players? I agree. Yeah, Casemiro. I just don't think we're going to buy 30-year-old players, but I agree with that. I agree, KD is fishy. One top player can change a lot for the team, I agree. But we need multiple players in before we buy that top player. I agree. I agree. I'm not going to disagree with any of you guys. Yeah, they hate each other. They hate each other. Guys, there's nothing here I'm disagreeing with you guys on. I agree with everything you guys are saying. But what if we get Matt and Gallagher, Jamie? Then I'll be pissed. Then I'll be pissed. You know, that would make no sense to me. That's not upgrading your team enough. Nowhere near. Gallagher and Mount are not upgrading Liverpool that much. I don't even like Gallagher's cack. I think Mount's all right. I think Mount in Liverpool's system works. I know people don't like Mason Mount. He's not good enough for Liverpool and all that sort of stuff. But if you're going to play Jurgen Klopp's system at Liverpool, I think Mason Mount works in it. Gallagher, no. Conor Gallagher makes no sense to me. And Conor Gallagher's Crystal Palace level. I look at Conor Gallagher and I think he works at Palace level, you know, struggling at a higher level. And that's a waste of time. Waste of time. I'll be fuming, man. Be fuming. So hard to take. And I agree. I agree, man. I agree. I agree. Yeah, man. I'm not disagreeing with any of you here. Let's go hiking. Big up. Let's go hiking. Let's just leave this mess behind us and go away. Big up 12th man, my friend in the house. What if the reason we offered only 85 million for Jews because, as reported by El Nacional, LFC are prepared to offer an 80 million for Tchouaméni, which was our original target, and is out of favour at Madrid. If we get Tchouaméni in, right? Me and Cav were talking about this afternoon. Yeah, me and Cav were talking about this afternoon. That what if Real Madrid get Jude Bellingham, yeah, and Tchouaméni goes to Liverpool, right? Liverpool wanted Tchouaméni last season, but he went to Real Madrid. Then Liverpool wanted Bellingham, but he went to Real Madrid, and then Tchouaméni goes to Liverpool. That'd be mad. I'd take Tchouaméni every day of the week over Jude Bellingham every day of the week. Yeah, Sanderberg. Sanderberg's already going somewhere else. He's already got a transfer lined up. Yeah, I agree. FSG have fucked themselves. But I still think a lot of the fan base are going to see what we do in the summer. I think a lot of this fan base is still going to see what we do in the summer. As I keep saying, if this fan base sees a Nico Barella come in or a McAllister from Brighton come in, I think everyone will be all right with it. I think the majority of this fan base will be all right with it. I'll be all right with it. But if we see Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount come in, I think you might see riots. I really do. I think you might see riots. Yeah, Gallagher's a poor man's Elliot. Why would you go and buy Conor Gallagher when you got Harvey Elliott at your football club? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. It's a weird transfer. Yeah, they did. That is true. It's just dumb, ain't it? This whole thing is dumb at the end of the day. This whole thing is absolutely dumb at the end of the day. Liverpool Football Club just look a stupid team. They look like a stupid club with a stupid business who don't know what they're doing. That's what Liverpool Football Club look like. They've got egg on their face and they just look divvy. And they just wasted our time as well. That's the thing that's annoyed me the most, guys. We've wasted our time. Completely and utterly wasted our time. We could have got players in 12 months ago. It's not like we didn't know how much Jude Bellingham was going to cost. This is the thing that does me my head in the most, guys. We all knew how much Jude Bellingham was going to cost. All of us. All of us in this live chat right now knew last summer Jude Bellingham would probably cost over 100 million in 12 months' time. We all knew it. This club knows how much Jude. Surely they can't be that thick, right? Surely they can't be that dumb not to realise that and then go 12 months later go, oh shit, yeah, we didn't realise how much Jude Bellingham was going to cost. Like, that is just the thickest statement I've ever heard in my life. How can you not know? His price isn't going to go down. He's 19. His price is only going to go through the roof. He had a great World Cup. He's going to go even higher. I mean, what are we doing here as a football club? It's mental. It's absolutely mental. It makes no sense. There's something gone wrong at this football club behind the scenes that we're not privy to, guys. There's things happening behind the scenes right now that you and me are not privy to. There's things going on we don't know about, and I don't know what. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. Nothing makes sense. We used to be a well-run football club. People used to look at us as a football club and go, bloody hell, that's a well-run club. That's a well-run football club. No, that's how it should be. That's a football club that's well-run. Why aren't we like that? Why aren't we like that? It's just doesn't make no sense to me. It really don't, guys, and I don't get what's going on now. It's mad. It makes no sense to me. Can we borrow midfielders from Liverpool's winning team? Should have stayed in your effing shoes. Should have stayed in your effing shoes. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, to be fair. You should have stayed in your effing shoes. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Taking up the ass. It's just mad, guys. Guys, it's a mad one. FSG are a flipping joke, they are. We're a mess. We're a mess. Let's see what happens in the summer, guys. But that's me finished with, guys. It's late at night. I'm back tomorrow night, guys, at 6 p.m. UK time. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. UK time. I will be back with a call-in show. I've got a very funny feeling it's going to be a mad, crazy call-in show with a lot of people having a lot of opinions. I know my man Bruno's going to be there. So, guys, make sure you tune in at 6 p.m. Wednesday night, UK time, for the call-in show. And if you want to call into the show tomorrow night, guys, the link will be in the live chat, and you'll be able to come into and call into the show tomorrow night, guys, and have your say. Good night, a cod in the house. Good night. Big up to Sister Ros with the last super chat. We don't have a sporting director, do we? No, and that's another thing. We've not got no sporting director at this moment in time. Blame it on Cleopatra. Guys, big up to all of you. Thank you for joining me tonight. And if you have subscribed tonight, big up to you. Stay subscribed. I'll be back tomorrow. Come into the call-in show tomorrow and have your say then. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Get some good sleep. Night. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.